Your rest periods are ruining your gains. Let me ask you something. Why do so many people spend hours in the gym but see almost no change in their body? You've probably noticed it too. Some people work out for months, yet their muscles look the same, their strength doesn't grow, and fat doesn't seem to budge. The reason often comes down to something simple but overlooked. What happens between the sets, not just during them. When you push yourself through an exercise, your muscles experience stress, micro tears, and metabolic demand. That's exactly what triggers growth and adaptation. But if you sit too long between sets, scrolling through your phone, chatting, or just losing focus, you actually let your body cool down. You lose momentum. And worse, your hormones shift away from that peak fat-burning and muscle-building state. Studies in books like The Science and Development of Muscle Hypertrophy highlight that rest periods are just as important as the exercises themselves. Now think about it. Your body thrives under controlled stress. Shorter rest periods, usually between 30 to 90 seconds depending on your goal, keep your heart rate elevated, keep oxygen demand high, and maintain a surge of growth hormone. That's the very hormone that helps burn fat and build lean muscle. But if your rest drags on, your heart rate falls, your focus breaks, and the very adaptation you want slips through your fingers. It's like turning off the engine just when it starts to heat up. And here's another layer. It's not just physical, it's mental. The brain operates on momentum. When you stay locked in, pushing through with purpose, you train your mind to remain sharp, disciplined, and resilient. But when you allow distractions, you tell your brain it's okay to drift. Over time, this weakens not only your workouts, but also your willpower in life. Efficiency is everything. Some people think the longer they stay in the gym, the better. But the truth is the opposite. A focused 45-minute workout with controlled rest can outperform a 2-hour session full of wasted breaks. Why? Because intensity compounds. You stack set after set with just enough recovery to hit the next one strong, but not so much that you fall out of the zone. Now, I'm not saying eliminate rest. Recovery is vital, but balance is the key. Rest long enough to catch your breath and maintain form, but not so long that you lose the biological and psychological advantage of staying in the zone. It's like life itself. If you rest too much, opportunities slip away. Action creates results. So the next time you train, remember this. Your rest periods are either fueling your progress or quietly stealing it. The difference is not in the weight you lift, but in the discipline you carry between those lifts. Stay sharp, stay engaged, and don't let wasted moments rob you of the results you've already worked so hard for. Overly long rest periods during workouts can sabotage muscle growth and fat loss. Think about this for a moment. Every time you push yourself through a set, whether it's lifting weights, doing push-ups, or grinding through squats, you're creating a spark. That spark is energy, intensity, and demand on your body. But when you stretch your rest period far too long, that spark fizzles out. The fire that was building in your muscles, the oxygen debt that forces your body to adapt, the elevated heart rate that keeps fat burning, all of it begins to fade. Your body cools down, your momentum disappears, and instead of progressing forward, you hit pause on the very process you came to the gym for. This is why you see people spending an hour and a half at the gym but only doing 30 minutes of real work. They lift, then they scroll on their phone, they talk, they wait, they wander. By the time they return to the weights, their muscles have relaxed too much, their central nervous system has reset, and the adaptation signal is weaker. What should have been a workout that challenges and transforms the body turns into a casual activity that barely moves the needle. Long rest periods don't just waste time. They rob you of the biological advantage that comes from training under consistent, controlled pressure. In reality, the body is built to grow under stress and recover in cycles. If you stretch those cycles too wide, the stress loses its power. It's like heating water. If you keep turning the flame off, it will never boil. Muscles are the same way. They need that continuous stimulus, not a stop-and-start rhythm. And when it comes to fat loss, the effect is even greater. Those long breaks drag your heart rate down, cut into your calorie burn, and reduce the afterburn effect that helps your body melt fat even hours after you leave the gym. So ask yourself, are your workouts truly hard, or are they just drawn out? Because it's not about how long you spend in the gym, it's about how effectively you use the time. And if you're giving away half of that time to unnecessary rest, you're quietly giving away your gains. Shorter, controlled rests keep the body in a fat-burning and muscle-building state. This is where the magic really happens. When you limit your rest period, just enough to catch your breath, but not so much that your body completely recovers, you create a unique environment inside your muscles and your hormones. Your heart rate stays elevated, your blood is still pumping hard, and your muscles are forced to adapt to that demand. That's the very condition that encourages growth, repair, and fat loss all at the same time. Imagine doing a set of squats. If you rest only 45 to 60 seconds, your legs are still burning, your breathing is still heavy, and your body is screaming for more oxygen. That demand signals your metabolism to kick into overdrive. Your muscles soak up nutrients more efficiently, your body starts using stored fat for energy, and your hormones align to support the stress you're putting yourself under. In this zone, your body is primed to change. But the moment you let that rest drag out, you lose the momentum and your body slips back toward comfort, exactly the state where no growth happens. Controlled rest isn't about punishment, it's about keeping your body in the sweet spot. Too little rest and your form will collapse, leading to injury. Too much rest and your intensity fades, which kills the progress. But the right amount of rest, short, deliberate, and disciplined, creates a rhythm that makes every rep count more. You're not just lifting weights, you're stacking intensity layer upon layer. By the end of your workout, your muscles have been challenged to the edge, your cardiovascular system has been pushed, and your fat-burning machinery is still running at full speed. This is why athletes, fighters, and disciplined lifters often use a timer. They know that every second matters. They know the body thrives when it doesn't have time to get too comfortable. And it's not just physical. Mentally, short rest periods force you to stay engaged. There's no drifting away, no losing focus. You're locked in, set after set. Over time, this discipline doesn't just build muscle, it builds character, resilience, and a sharper mind. So the key is simple: rest, but don't relax. Recover, but don't disconnect. Keep the fire alive between your sets, and your body will respond with strength, leanness, and energy like never before. Rest periods influence hormone activity, including growth hormone and testosterone. Most people don't realize this, but your hormones are like silent workers behind the scenes, deciding whether your workout will actually create change or just feel like effort with no reward. When you exercise intensely and keep your rests controlled, your body responds by releasing more growth hormone. This hormone is a powerhouse. It helps you build lean muscle, recover faster, and burn fat even after your workout is over. But if you drag your rest too long, those signals weaken, and the hormonal surge that was triggered by your training begins to fade away. Testosterone plays a similar role. It's the hormone that gives you strength, energy, and the drive to push harder. Shorter, focused rest periods have been shown to help maintain higher testosterone levels during your workout, which means more power in each set and better recovery afterward. On the other hand, if you stretch out your rest, your body slips closer to its baseline, and the hormonal advantage you earned through effort begins to drop. It's like you built momentum climbing a hill, but then you stopped halfway and rolled back down. Even cortisol, the stress hormone, responds to how you manage rest. Too much rest can extend your workout unnecessarily, keeping cortisol levels elevated for longer. That's not the kind of stress you want. High cortisol over extended periods can eat away at muscle tissue and slow fat loss. But when your rests are kept short and efficient, you keep your training time tight, your intensity high, and your cortisol under better control. That balance is what allows muscle to grow while fat shrinks. The truth is, hormones are the bridge between effort and so ask yourself, do you want to say I spent 2 hours in the gym? Or do you want to see the evidence of progress in the mirror, in your strength, and in your energy levels? Because one of those is about looking busy, and the other is about being effective. And in fitness, just like in life, effectiveness is all that counts. Success requires balance. Rest enough to recover, but not so much that progress stalls. This is where wisdom enters the picture. It's easy to swing too far in either direction. Some people rest endlessly, destroying their intensity, while others eliminate rest completely, burning themselves out and risking injury. Both extremes sabotage progress. Growth is created not just by stress, but by the recovery that follows. Without recovery, your muscles never repair, your nervous system never resets, and your body begins to break down instead of building up. But here's the key. You don't need maximum rest, you need optimal rest. Enough to regain strength and maintain proper form, but not so much that the fire goes out. Think of it like breathing. You inhale, you exhale. Both are necessary, but too much of one without the other throws your entire system out of balance. In training, rest is the exhale. It's what allows your body to prepare for the next inhale of intensity. Without it, you suffocate your progress. Balance also applies to life beyond the gym. If you're always pushing, grinding, and never allowing moments of recovery, you will burn out. But if you're always resting, always pausing, you'll never move forward. The people who succeed in building their bodies, their careers, and their lives are the ones who master balance. Push when it's time to push, rest when it's time to recover, but never linger so long that momentum is lost. The gym is simply a reflection of life itself. Too much comfort makes you weak, too much strain breaks you down, but the right balance makes you unstoppable. That's why discipline in rest is just as important as discipline in training. You don't need to guess where that balance lies. Your body tells you. Your breathing, your energy, your focus, they are signals. Learn to listen to them, but don't let them trick you into laziness. At the end of the day, rest should serve you, not steal from you. Every pause between sets, every recovery between workouts is a tool. Use it wisely, and it will fuel your growth. Abuse it, and it will quietly rob you of everything you're working toward. Balance is the art of progress. Carry it into your training, and carry it into your life. That's how you stop wasting time, stop stalling growth, and start moving toward real, lasting success.